welcome, welcome, welcome. So, sorry, I was on a conference call and got a little late in here. So I hope everyone is having a great Monday. We had an amazing 10 o'clock. So let's continue that with airbrushing. We did do a little bit of X out. In the skincare, I talked about the AM and the PM contour. I also used our Kinetic Brightening Serum, which is an amazing product as well. This one's out, so I'm going to throw that one away. Trying to clean up a little bit in here. And then the other thing I would love to talk about is our SPF 30, guys. This is amazing stuff too. So if you haven't had a chance to get that, now that summer's rolling around, you need it. And that is one that goes with our airbrush. So if you've seen, if you put on, hello, Linda and Mike. Hey, Donnie. If you put on normal skincare or sunscreen, sometimes it's slimy, like gross, it's slimy. It's the best way to describe it. And this is not, this is like a sunscreen primer. And so it really does amazing job. And plus it's going to be an SPF of 30. So I'm going to tweak my brows a little bit before finishing the airbrushing. I had them filled in just a smidge. And so I'm going to do that a little bit more. Ooh, Linda. Hope you're okay, baby. And then all right. So I just tweaked that with our double-ended brow pencils. I used the mauve. I used the taupe. I don't know if I wanted to use mauve. I use the taupe to start out, and then I tweak it with either the coca or the brown. And it's the dual-ended because it also has this little guy at the end that you can brush through. So if you have thinner eyebrows, actually, let me get that one out. Okay. Or eyebrows that don't stay, like you have these that go like this. You definitely want to use that. I don't use that just for this reason. I don't have a lot of hair there. And so, hello, Helene. Hello, everybody. Hello, Angela. I don't use that a lot just because I don't have enough hair. And so it just makes it, but I do have one occasionally that sticks out like a crazy person. And so it will keep that in place. So it's really nice. Coca. Oh, all right. So there we go. All right. So right now I have X out on. I did the Velvet Veil, which we all know and love. Thank you, Donnie. And then Shoni, we've missed you. Joanne, you have one good one. Well, just remember that, and we'll go over this real quick. Eyebrows are cousins or sisters. They're not twins. And so they do not have to be exactly alike. Golden rule on eyebrows starts here, arches here, ends here. So keep it at the edge of your nose, outside of the eye, across the color of your eye when you look straight ahead, and then the end. So that's a golden rule when it comes to eyebrows. It's so funny because if I do my eyebrows a different way, sometimes it's the talk of the town. And Linda, mine are thinner too. I've been making them a little thinner. And I got to meet Linda the other day, and she's like, your eyebrows look normal, not like they do. So I think the camera does something different to them sometimes because people talk about my eyebrows a lot. Oh, Linda had an eyebrow lift. Very good. And my only rule with eyebrows, guys, if you don't know this rule, this is a game changer when it comes to eyebrows. Are you ready for it? You take a pen and paper because you're going to want to write this down because this is a game changer when it comes to eyebrows. There needs to be two. Okay, so make sure there's two and make sure they're similar. They do not have to be identical. All right, there we go. I just changed your life. All right, so now I have X out on. I did it under my eyes. I even did it on my lid to help with the darkness that I have here. It also makes for a great base. Now, even if you don't, exactly, Shoni, if you have problems with your eyeshadow stain or things like that, make sure to use our concealers, our regular concealers. Guys, these are amazing. They do not allow movement. So if you're using these, I love these concealers. I put a little dot on my lid and then I blend it in. Dot on this lid, blend it in. Underneath, I work time, like one section at a time, and not all over, because it dries pretty darn quick, like our airbrush does, and doesn't allow any movement. But it makes for a great primer for the eye if you have issues with your eyeshadow not staying on. Oh, thank you, Deborah. Yes, and you can't, so let's do this because I love doing this part. This is another way to make sure to have your eyebrows pop. I can use the concealer. Like this. And let's see, we'll use this one. I can use concealer to make that eyebrow stand up, and it can also be my brow highlighter. Can you see the difference? It's very subtle. And this, you saw I'm just tapping that. Now I can do this one. And what's great about it is our doe foot that's on this makes it so easy. So it has the flat side, which you can do this way, or it has the top where you can do it that way. So you can get a thin line or a fatter line. And I'm just going to blend that out. Again, very subtle. Now you can do this. Now I'm using a lighter shade as my brow highlighter. Now I can go in with my normal shade, which is more my skin color, on my lid. And that way the eyebrow will still pop. All right. And that's just oh, thank you, Tammy. My eyebrows are uneven. Guess what? Doesn't matter. It's okay. I don't care because they're sisters and they're not twins. Maybe one is older and taller. But a lot of that has to do with just my expression. A lot of people are like, why are your eyebrows so high? Because I talk like this. And I talk with my eyebrows open, but you can't tell all the time because I'm always talking like this. When I'm normal, it's like this. So there you go. All right, so it might just be one is taller and older. That's what I'm going to say. Because if I could be here all day doing my eyebrows. Now, I will tell you, when I'm in my bathroom at home doing my eyebrows and not having to talk on camera and talk to everybody, then sometimes they're better. But when you're having to talk and do your makeup and answer questions, sometimes you get a little distracted and it might be a little uneven. But I'm going to roll with it. All right. So I had an amazing one. Let me just tell you that. All right. Now I'm going to use love. Now, we don't talk about love a lot. It is in your starter kit, so it is something we need to talk about since we do have some newbies on here. And so love is a hydrating illuminator. So it's going to give you a little bit of a shimmer, not a hello, Cindy, not a big shimmer, but just a little. Now I'm going to do this, and you're not going to really be able to tell, but I wanted to show you how different they are. So I'm going to take the Luminizer. How's YouTube, Cindy? Does it show that it's different? I haven't seen it. I was wondering. I was like, why is Cindy on YouTube now? So I'm doing let me clean this out because I just did the Luminizer. But I wanted to show you the difference between the Love and a Luminizer. So a Luminizer is oh, I love Lagrange. You can tell here, this is the Luminizer. This is Love. So you can tell the difference. You can tell that the Luminizer has a lot more shine than Love, right? And so if you're looking at shimmer and you're like, I don't know, it's a little bit too shimmer, you know, Love is going to be perfect for you. Now, there's so many different ways to use Love, and that's what I love about it, because it is subtle. Now, darker skin tones, it's going to stand out a little bit more, and it's beautiful. So whether I use this or Musette uses this, who's a darker like 8 and 9, 7, 8, 9, it shows up better on Musette, but it is beautiful. It's beautiful because it's more of a fleshy color, and so it's not going to have as much contrast. So I'm actually going to use this all over. And I can do this. I'm doing this before my foundation. So I have X out on. And now, just to have a different look, to have a different feel of my foundation, I'm going to put Love on first. Oh, I already went through it. Okay, let me do a little bit more. And so I can concentrate that on the areas that maybe I want a little more shine, like the high cheekbones, my nose. You can even mix drops of Love in with your foundation. Now, if you're first starting out, what I would recommend is mixing Love and blush together. Our blush is super high pigmented, meaning it does intensify pretty brightly. And so doing it with, mixing it, it makes it a little bit easier to go on. And so that's always what I recommend. Now I'm going to do 2 drops of my blush. And I'm actually putting blush on before the foundation. So I already have Love on. And I'm going to start the movement, gently spraying back. Okay, now that was 2 drops of the blush. Now, right now you might say, well, Heather, I can barely see it. Well, that's okay because our blush does come out a lot more. So if you mix 2 drops of blush and a drop of Love together, it makes it a lot easier to put on blush. I love to put blush on first and then my foundation, because what my foundation is going to do is blend all of that together. Another way that you'll see me put on the makeup is I'll do my contouring first. I'll do my highlighter first, all of that first, and then I do my foundation. I'm using less foundation, and then I'm also just using the foundation to blend it. So guys, when I tell you there are so many different ways to put on the makeup, I'm not lying. Plus the fact that I'm doing this so many times, and people are still learning, then you know that there's obviously a lot of different ways to do this. So there's going to be a way that we can work with, that we can figure out what the best way is for you and the look that you want. Because the look that I want is going to be different than the look that you want, or the look that Musette wants, or the look that Tammy wants. All those looks are different. So you have to kind of pick certain things that I'm doing and implement those into your day-to-day regimen, okay? Now I'm going to put on my foundation. Yay! Tammy, that is what we are here for, girl. Thank you. Now I'm starting with the foundation. I'm blending. I'm just going back and forth, making my movements. Blending, blending, blending. Guys, I cannot tell you enough of how light to pull back on this trigger. That's the one thing you're going to want to practice and remember, because you don't want to get it too wet. Right here, it looks like I may have gotten it too wet, but it could be the love as well. So in that case, if I have it, I can let go of the trigger and just use the air to dry it, okay? So that's another way we can just use the air, because nothing is being released until you pull back on this trigger, okay? You're in control over that. So wherever you feel the air is where the makeup is going to go. So I'll finish using that. I want to make sure I blend down my neck. All right, there we go. So that I have the coverage that I want. I have a little bit of that glow, that kind of, it looks like that glow from within because of the love that I put on. Now I'm all about mixing products too. So the love and the blush you can mix. You can mix love in your foundation just to have a different finish to your foundation, to change it up. And that's what, another thing I love about Luminess is that all of our airbrush products marry together. And so you can mix and match. If you have a blush that maybe is too pink or too orange, put a drop of glow, put a drop of love, put a drop of your foundation in it. See how that changes it to be the perfect shade that you like. The matte bronzer that I use to bronze with right now sometimes can be a little bit too dark for me. So I put a shade 2 in there to lighten it a little bit. And that way I can put it on. Boom, it's perfect. No, Linda. Linda said pregnancy glow. No. All right. So now let's see. Where is this apricot? I wanted to do a little bit of eyeshadow. But I can't find my plum. Let's see if this one will work. I thought I had the new plum out here, but I do not. And I can't blame. Let's see if I can get the tulip. This one hasn't. I need to make sure I'm shaking it. Tammy says I'm so creative. Tammy, I am a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but it's experience. Tammy, I've had this airbrush in my hand a long time. I try different things. I just have fun with it. You learn from people here. You can just learn anyway. And I know this sounds weird, but if you can have a day where you can mess up, that might be like the game changer for you. And I know that sounds weird, but when I first started to learn, I had a day when I was practicing, and I was actually practicing on my friend's boyfriend. And he was kind enough to let me airbrush him, but I did things like to be crazy. I filled in his lips to match the rest of his face. I was covering his eyebrows. I was doing everything I could wrong to learn from that. Another thing that really teaches you a lot, and I learned so much, is when we get to the Halloween time. Halloween is all about that severe contour like in black. You saw a couple of years ago when Maj and I, maybe, I don't know if you did, but saw where we did like a scary monster, and we did a pale face, but then did black contour. Guys, that helps you a lot to see how that can change your face. So if you have a time where you can just have fun with it, overdo it, and mess up, do it. It is eye-opening. It can be very eye-opepening, and you can learn so much more. And guess what? When you mess up, I don't know if you know this one. This is a new thing too. It washes off. Okay? This is not permanent makeup. You screw up, you mess up, wash it off. It is okay. All right? But have that day where you can mess up and have fun with it. Oh, Kathy. Well, maybe watch this again, but I will be back. If you're new to our live chat, especially if you're on YouTube, we do these live chats at 10, 11, and 3 Central Time, 10 o'clock, I do skincare. 11 o'clock, I start the makeup. And then 3 o'clock, I'll finish it. So at the 3 o'clock, I'll probably do some eyeshadow, which I'm going to do a little bit right now. I'll tweak my look a little bit more, finish with some lips and lashes, because we do have some amazing lashes. And so I go I'll put those on and show you. Now, this is Tulip blush that I'm putting on as eyeshadow. So even though, and this always tickles my eyelashes, but whew, it's tickled. And I can go in, see? I'm just going in, tweaking that a little bit. Matches my colorful shirt. So I can go in, tweak that a little bit. Isn't that cool? The fact you can use I can use blush for eyeshadow. And then in the 3 o'clock, I'll finish this look and we'll go from there. I'm now going to clean this out since I've used some blush. I'm putting some Tip Top cleaner in here, but I can go in, I'm going to back bubble a little bit. And this is when you can pull all the way back on your trigger. You need to make sure that you clean it each and every time you use it. And all that entails is just running water through it. You can just run warm water through it. There are different ways to clean it. Every other time I kind of do the Tip Top cleaner. Warm water works just as fine. I know people do alcohol. It just depends on how. But bottom line is you want to make sure you are keeping up with your stylist without, oops, sorry, just went out of focus. Hold on. Hold on. Ooh. Oh, come on. Is it going to focus? Why isn't it focusing? There we go. All right, there. Okay. But yeah, I mean, the more you play with it, the more you're going to learn. But you have to keep up with your stylist. That is the key. You have to. I'm doing a little bit of color on my lips. I'm just doing a little bit of the coral just to add a little bit of color. And then I'll finish that look at 3. All right. Tammy says, I've learned so much from you today. Oh, thank you, Tammy. Well, I appreciate you watching. Please come back. Please follow us. Please do whatever you have to do on YouTube. I don't know what it is, whether it's follow, join, firstborn, I don't know, whatever it is. But come back and have fun with this. Guys, this is an interactive way of doing this. I want you to ask questions. If I don't see your questions, there's people on here that will ask that will ask for me. Let's see. Oh no. Marilyn, we're glad you're back. Sorry about your husband being in the hospital. Subscribe. Thank you, Cindy. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you, CJ. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're on Facebook, follow us. It'll pop up when we are live. So there you go. All right, guys, we'll be back at 3. Also, if there's things that you want to see, let me know. I can always implement those. If you are new to Luminess and you just got a product and you're like, what do I do with it? Glad I got it. Don't know what to do with it. Let me know and I can show you what chances are I probably have it in front of me, but if I don't, I can get it. So let me know. All right, guys, I will see you soon. Have a great lunch and I hope you all have a blast on this Monday. Bye for now.